All right, welcome back to the show, everybody, and happy 23rd to you. And December's an interesting one because Christmas is right around the corner, which I have something, a little special surprise. I have a little special surprise. My surprise is I can't speak English, that is. So anyways, yeah, Christmas, I got something cool coming for you. Tomorrow we got Kobe Bryant Day, and today is Michael Jordan Day. Wow. Like, what an interesting 3-day run here of basically like 3 holidays around here on the Real Minecraft channel. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We're going to check out a long video of Michael Jordan Masterclass Basketball Fundamentals. And I got to tell you, I've seen clips of this all over the place, but I've never seen the whole thing. And it's 48 minutes long, so you guys know I got to break this one up in half, and we're going to watch half of it now and then half of it tonight for the After Dark, all right, guys? So I figure it's, normally we're on the 23rd, it's like time to celebrate the legacy and the greatness of Michael Jordan. And in this one, let's take a gift back from Michael Jordan, because he's going to be teaching us for 48 minutes. And I'm sorry, like, I don't think there's anybody better in the world equipped to teach us how to play basketball. So I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. And this is something that when I was young and learning basketball, this would have been a dream come true if I got something like this. Anyways, you guys, link is going to go down below in the description. This is from a channel, Chicago Sportsnet. So yeah, that'll be in the description for you. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out to channel members. I really have no clue if this is going to get copywritten. I don't know who owns the rights and all that stuff, but either way, thank you for having my back, channel members. Everybody, please leave this video a like and hit that hype button, and let's have some fun, okay? Now here, the resolution says 1080, but I can tell you, because of when this was recorded, it's going to be a little pixelated, but anybody who was around in the 90s, you know what you're in for, okay? Your eyes will adjust, I guess. All right, is that it? Yeah, let's go. Happy 23rd, everybody. Let's rock. MVP.com.
All right, let's talk some offense, which is probably the most important thing for most kids to try to learn. Offense is very important, mainly because you're trying to outscore your opposing team. The one thing about the offensive player that goes unnoticed and certainly not talked about that much is the offensive player has an advantage over the defensive player, mainly because of what? The offensive player knows where he wants to go. The defense is basically trying to guess and limit his options so he can direct the offensive player where he wants him to go.
Yep.
Well, as an
you could back then.
Offensive player, I'm trying to give you as many options so that the defense doesn't limit your options. What you should always notice is what the defense...
By the way, that's what a bag is. He literally just described what a bag is.
How the defense is playing you. And once you notice that, if you had the correct techniques and the fundamentals about an offensive player, you can attack any way that he's playing you as a defensive player.
Triple threat, jab step.
Triple threat. It's basically what it is. You have 3 options when you're in that stance. You can either shoot the basketball, you can pass the basketball, or you can drive the basketball. And using those 3 options, I think you should always articulate what the defense is doing to you. And 3 moves that I try to utilize, and you've seen me use in the years that I played, and I think are very valuable to me, is to attack the defense based on his stance. If I'm attacking, I'm going to use a jab step. And a jab step is a quick step to get the defense to react. And if the defense does not react, then you have a lot of other options that you can go about that. So jab step with your right foot, defense does not react, you go past and putting the ball here so that the defense cannot get to it.
This is cool. Crossover.
Now the second move of that triple threat situation is called a crossover. And the crossover is strictly just a change of direction. And let me show you exactly the way it should be done. In protecting the basketball, you're jabbing with your right foot, and the defense sometimes react that way, and you want to change your direction. This is what most of the people do that's going to get called for traveling. In jabbing with this right foot, they get so quick, they go this way. by moving the left foot, which is your pivot foot.
I know.
That is traveling in any league.
You hear that, everybody? You hear that, everybody debating with me and arguing with me about the travel calls? Yeah, a pivot foot is a real thing. At least it used to be.
So the correct way to do it is when you jab,
Yep.
now you're going to pick up the same foot that you jabbed with and change direction.
Yes, sir.
And in putting the ball down, good defensive players, if you put the ball out here, have long enough arms, Scottie Pippen for one, can slap it, your momentum is going this way and the ball is going that way. Good way to correct that is when you jab, now you change. If you put the ball here, you got protection from your right leg. Your hand should be here protecting the basketball anyway. So now the only way the defense can get to that ball is to go through your arms, go through your legs. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a foul. I say 9 times out of 10 because I could get away with it. But I don't play anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. So, jab step, change the direction this way, putting the ball inside your legs. Now, the good thing about an offensive player is you got to be able to go both ways.
Yes, sir.
If you go one way, now you're limiting your options. The defense is going to read that, and then they become more, I guess, have the advantage to try to limit your options. As an offensive player, you never want to limit your options.
Absolutely.
So, when you're working on that,
especially back then, because the defense can dictate what direction they're going to push you. So if you can only go right and you can't go left, you're screwed.
Move to do it this way. Also, do it that way. So now you can have.
Notice how his pivot foot never moves?
Two options. If my man's taking a defensive stance, the thing that I'm looking at right now is he's playing parallel.
Yep.
So now he's playing me to go either way, which is good. Which it also, to me, means all I have to do is give him a nice little fake this way. He's going to think and feel that that's the way I'm going. My change of direction is a little bit better to use when you see a guy with the parallel stance. Mainly because he doesn't know where you're going. So now you have so many options, you just try to use as many options as you can. Now, if he had his right foot forward, that to me is saying, now he wants you to go this way.
Yes, he does.
Last thing I want to do is go where the defense wants me to go. I want to go opposite. So this is when now he takes his step that way. To change of direction means he's got to pick up this foot and open, then slide to keep up to you as an offensive player. That takes more time than you taking that crossover and driving to the hole. So you have the advantage in that sense. Now, if he has his other foot up, this is what I was telling you about being able to go both ways. Now you can do the same thing and attack it this way. You see what I mean? So now he can't limit your options. So you should look, before you take your stance, look how the defense is playing you, and then decide which is your pivot foot, your right foot or your left foot, and then attack.
That's brilliant. It's something that's so simple for a lot of us that have played for a lot of years, but that's exactly how you read the defense and how you decide how to attack. And yeah, if you're going parallel, the defensive player is giving you the option. This is great. Great advice. This is stuff obviously I know now, but dude, as a 5-year-old, I would have loved this. Shoot, fake, drive.
The third part of that triple threat situation involves the shot, fake shot, and a little bit of the crossover as well as the drive to the basketball hole. So, and that is, when you jab, the defense does not react, or it does react. It takes a step back. Now, you bring the shot into motion. If you fake this, or you want to shoot it, or if you're a good shooter, this is a move you probably should use more often because it gets the defense off balance.
Yep, it
if
gives you a
jab,
little space.
Now you come up for the shot, 9 times out of 10, if you're a good shooter, the defense is going to come this way. And as a defensive player, you never want to be out of position. Once you're out of the air or out of position, offensive player can attack that position. So when the defense goes up, now you can go this way, go to the hole, stop, pull up, and shoot a jump shot. All right? If you're a good shooter.
You notice how he didn't say one of those options is to lean into the defender and create contact and chuck something up. That's not what, that was just not something players did back then. I liked it. It was more ethical basketball. Got you in the air, I'll blow by you. Instead of I'm jumping into you.
Glenn Rice, if you fake the shot or you jab, now he doesn't react or he does react, take a step back, Now it opens you up for the shot.
Yep, space
now,
created.
if you make a couple of those shots, his first reaction is, well, I can't let him shoot another jump shot. I got to come up there and challenge it.
Yep.
So he's going to come up and challenge. Now I'm going past him because he's out of his defensive stance.
Yeah, and this is what the game within the game is that we're always talking about. You can't just pull the same trick once, but this is how you know, when I was always describing why LeBron gets shut down by good defensive teams if they have a good defensive scheme, that would be because they're daring him to shoot. Now, what Jordan's showing you here is the first option is if he's going to give you the space, shoot it. Because the second time around, he's going to learn you earned his respect. He's not going to give you that shot. Then you blow by him and go to the basket. LeBron messed up this rule because LeBron didn't do the first one, which was to give you the space, you got to hit the jump shot. He couldn't hit the jump shot. Therefore, they never pressed up on him, so he could never actually blow by anybody and get to the lane the way he wanted to. Mainly his struggles with Boston and his struggles with San Antonio are the prime examples off the top of my head.
So if you understand what I'm talking about,
I do.
It puts the offensive player in a great advantage because the defense the whole time is guessing. And you know when you guess, you have an opportunity of being right, and you have an opportunity of being wrong.
Yep.
And I like those odds as an offensive player.
Protect the ball, use your body.
You're always going to protect the basketball. That goes without saying. As an offensive player, you always want to protect the basketball. And the best way that I was taught to protect the basketball in a triple threat situation is always to put your body between the ball and the defense. Good defensive players, if you put the ball out here, have long enough arms. Scottie Pippen, for one, can slap it. Your momentum is going this way and the ball is going.
How many times in a positive way, he brings up Scottie Pippen? It's still heartbreaking.
And that way. Good way to correct that is when you jab, now you change. If you put the ball here, you got protection from your right leg. Your hand should be here protecting the basketball anyway. So now the only way the defense can get to that ball is to go through your arms, go through your legs. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a foul.
Swing the ball low.
Before you take your stance, look how the defense is playing you, and then decide which is your pivot foot, your right foot or your left foot, and then attack it. If you can't, you can still do the same moves. If you're caught with the left foot being your pivot, you can still jab here and go this way. But you see the thing that you're going to have to do with that is when you do this, you expose the basketball in transition of trying to go this way. Good defensive players have good hands. So you have to protect the ball this way, swing it low, and have a good firm hold to change your direction. If he's going to grab the basketball or grab your arm, hopefully the referee's going to see it. If you're Alvin Robinson, who I played against, they probably won't see it. So they have good firm hold on the basketball, so you can swing it through low and strong enough to attack the defense.
Man, you guys notice just how, like, I don't want to say stiff, but how not loose his feet are. And by that, I mean in a positive way, because now, you know, we got all the shuffling going on with the feet, all the bumble, you know, just sliding around and all this stuff with the feet, all the illegal stuff that they're getting away with. And he is so disciplined here, but this is just how it was. That's why it's hard. It's hard to watch modern basketball now, because I'm always looking at a player's feet, because that's a big part of basketball is your footwork.
All right, the most difficult shot other than the free throw is a fadeaway. I get a lot of questions from kids and even grown-ups and adults about a fadeaway jump shot.
Man, I would have loved this because I struggled with my fadeaway at first. It took me a while to get this figured out.
Well, there's no correct fundamental way of shooting a fadeaway. I can give you some tips in terms of what to think about. In some of them, in some circumstances, it's kind of against some of the fundamentals, but yet if you do it and you practice it enough, it can become a routine, and if you repeat it, it becomes a habit. Okay, In shooting a fadeaway, the one thing that you try to do is create space between the defense. You try as much as possible to square your shoulders up so you're shooting towards your target. And a lot of the times you're not going to be able to square them completely up, but you're going to square them up enough to it you can make your jump shot and make your adjustments to shoot the basketball. So, but you also got to be able to go both ways. That's the key component in terms of, as an offensive player, as I mentioned earlier, you want to be able to use all aspect of the shot, not just one side, not just turning over your right shoulder, but also turning over your left.
Yep, especially if you're Michael Jordan and you got to read the double team, you have to be able to go opposite of the double team.
And that's another instance of trying to keep the defense off balance so they cannot limit your options.
Yep.
So,
no trapping.
If I'm posting up on the left block, I got a good stance, got a good balance, I feel the defense, either putting the forearm or feeling the pressure from the defense, I can pick and choose because of the way I feel the defense pressure to go the opposite way or go opposite of where the pressure is. Sometimes I can use as what I call the windshield wiper. And I'll tell you what the windshield wiper is. It's a fake to go one way and yet come back the other way. So there's no difference when the defense is trying to force you to go one way that you fake one way and then come back the other way, keeping the defense off balance. So if the defense is standing behind me with his forearm, his right forearm, he's trying to keep you from going to the middle. He wants you to turn that way. Well, that's when I give the old fake, come back this way. And in doing that, as you can see in the fadeaway, and I can give you a lot more height when I have a defensive player on me, but I'm trying to show you the fundamentals of the fadeaway is when I'm turning with the notion of catching my target but not exposing the basketball here because the defense now can get to the basketball. So when I'm turning high. So when I'm turning and I'm squaring up to the target, I'm bringing the basketball at a higher portion or angle.
Yeah, so it's like he did the first half of a shooting motion already while he was turning.
That the defense cannot strip at the basketball.
Yeah.
Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, all those defensive players, when they're playing the post, are very good at when you bring the ball here, it brings the little men in play, it brings a quicker defensive player in play. If you bring it here, you eliminate the little people, and it's hard for the defense to reach over your elbow and make a clean block. So, in the fadeaway, you're creating space here. As you see, my left foot is going to come back away from the defense, and you got to have strong enough wrists, and you have to practice this shot so you can make your adjustments shooting the basketball, moving away from the target.
I know that was the hardest thing for me to get used to. Obviously, when you're shooting a fadeaway, you got to use a lot more force, but then you have to dial that in. You got to calibrate that in so it's natural.
Which is kind of opposite of what you're taught.
It is.
Which is one of the reasons it's not fundamentally the shot to shoot, but it's a great shot if you perfect it to create space from the defense, and yet a hard shot to play defense towards.
Yeah, it's a hell of a weapon.
Fade away, using my left, pushing off my legs, falling back, shooting towards the basketball goal. Now, it wouldn't be of any interest or purpose if you can only do it to the right side, so you gotta be able to do it fake here, doing basically the same thing, protecting the basketball, pushing off, shooting towards your target.
He is really good at teaching. I guess that's why he says you reach, I teach.
As I said, now you got to be able to shoot it on both sides. And it doesn't change going from that side of the court to this side of the court. Everything are basically the same. You always want to protect the basketball as an offensive player. So if I'm going baseline to shoot my fadeaway, I'm not carrying the ball low, trying to gain up and get momentum. I'm carrying it high so the defense cannot strip at the basketball. So once I carry it, my left, trying to square up my shoulders towards the target, but I'm pushing away from the target itself, okay? When I go to the right, nothing changes from what happened on the other side. I'm leading with my left, carrying the ball high, pushing off, fading from the basketball. Now, let's do it in quick form so you can see how everything operates. Here, here. Here, here. All right? It takes a lot of energy from your legs. It takes a lot of loading up from your legs to get the height and the momentum going away from your target, which is not customary how you should shoot a basketball. Not fundamentally sound, but yet it's a shot that creates space from your defense. And if you perfect it, it's hard to defend.
This is great. Now I want to see Kareem do that, but with the skyhook, like right now.
Free throw shooting. Let's start with free throw shooting.
Oh, yeah, let's do it, because I stole your free throw, your exact free throw, and I used it my whole life. I still do to this day.
Oh, no, free throw shooting seems to be easy because of the word free, but it's not. It's probably one of the most difficult shots that you can make on the basketball
I mean, it's
court.
the easiest shot when there's no audience, and it's the hardest shot when there is an audience.
Mainly because there's no defense. So when there's no defense, the focus begins with yourself. You have to somehow find a way to get yourself comfortable, understand the fundamentals of the shot, and then step to the free throw line and make the shot. Now, there's a lot of other factors that plays into free throw shooting. You have your mind, basically fighting itself to go through the fundamentals. Then you have the fans and the expectations of making the free throw shot. So the things and the simple things that you should think about when you get to the free throw line is to be comfortable. Now, we're going to go over the fundamentals of what it takes to shoot a free throw, and it's very basic. And when we talk about basic, we talk about the things that can be carried from the free throw shot to any shot on the basketball court. It's only focused when you're at the free throw shot because it is a free shot and everybody's just focusing on you. That's probably why it makes it more difficult to make the free throw shot. So when I step to the free throw line, some of the things that I think about is the fundamentals of the shot, but at the same time, to get myself relaxed and go through the rhythms and the things that I've been practicing away from the game situation. And that's why when you're practicing your free throw, you should always have the mental thought of a game, so that when the time comes within the game, you're relaxed and everything comes to you very easily. A lot of inhibitors are out there, from the fans to the mascots waving their hands, or to the other players talking to you while you're trying to focus on the shot. But as a free throw shooter, you got to be able to focus on the job itself, which is to make the free throw shot. So my first thing is try to get my base set. And I try to get shoulder width apart with my legs or with my feet. 9 times out of 10, my right foot's going to be ahead of my left, mainly because that's a certain comfort level. A lot of times players come in, they try to be parallel, or if they're left-handed, they try to put their left foot forward, which is all fine and good. But the most important thing is try to get a balance. So once I get my balance, everything starts from that point forward. I go through my ritual, which is I spin the ball, I dribble 3 times, and I spin it again. Then I feel like I'm comfortable and I'm ready to go through with the shot.
Yep.
So as I go through my ritual, I spin it again. Now I'm starting to focus on my target.
I'm sorry, I get a huge smile on my face because I literally stole this exact free throw form. And like the spin, 3 dribble spin, still to this day, I can't shoot a free throw without doing this.
Points that people try to teach. When you're following through with the shot, you're either reaching for the rim, reaching your hand inside the rim, or reaching to the back of the rim. Now, when you think about shooting, the first thing you want to think about is getting the ball.
You know, Steph Curry says aim for the front of the rim. And I never really did that as a player. I was usually shooting for the back of the rim. So, interesting. But Steph Curry, definitely somebody to listen to when it comes to shooting as well.
On your fingertips. Fingertips meaning you got space between the ball and your palm of your hands.
Yeah.
The reason that you don't have it on your palm, because once the ball gets on your palm, you cannot control the basketball.
No, and if it's on a palm, you're going to be pushing the ball as opposed to shooting it off the fingertips.
When it's on your fingertips, you have better control of the basketball. Now, if you're a right-handed shooter, your left hand is primarily going to be used as a guide.
Yep.
Now, if you feel like your left hand is shooting the basketball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a two-handed shooter. And I don't know how accurate you can be with the two-handed shot. So once I go back to my balance.
Now, guys, can we like restore this content so it looks better somehow? Is there like a way to do this with AI? Because this would be a great introductory resource for anybody wanting to get into basketball.
My feet set, going through my ritual. Now I got my target. I got my fingertips. I got my L shape.
Yep, knees bent.
Pointing towards the target. It's a little bit off the right of my ear or my face or my eye. I see the target, and now I continue on with the shot. When I'm continuing on with the shot, I'm taking all my motion from my feet all the way through to my fingertips, going straight at the shot or straight at the target. So let's try one. Go through my ritual. I got my balance. I see my target, and I follow through. Now, in following through, a lot of times, these are the 3 fingers that you're going to shoot the basketball with. If these other 2 fingers come into play, you're shooting with a different rotation than what's taught.
Okay, now this is going to be interesting because I would always shoot with the 3, but I saw Dirk talk about it the other day, and he said he always shot with 2, the index in the middle. But for me, it always makes sense with 3 because you got the middle being the balance. Hold up. Because you got 1, 2, 3. So the middle finger being the balance, keeping it still, and you got 2 to support it on each side. So this just feels like real balance. But somehow Dirk was doing it with 2. And I mean, in a way, it doesn't make as much sense to me, but who am I to say? Because it definitely worked for Dirk Nowitzki.
What's taught is to try to have this correct backspin, where the ball is going head over heel or spinning back towards you. If it's going this way, or this spin, you're using these fingers a lot more than you probably should. And that makes a difference when you're up there at the rim and the ball starts to bouncing around. If you have the correct backspin, your shot may bounce around and go into the basketball. Go through my balance, my ritual, starts with my legs, and going towards the target. And always trying to finish on your toes.
Yep.
Finishing on your toes.
Fingertips and toes for the release. Yep.
You're carrying every little energy towards that target, and that's important. It's hard to shoot if you're going to be falling back, falling this way, or falling this way. So you want to take all your energy towards that target with your focus. Now, another thought process is you always want to maintain a certain focus with the rim. Understanding what are you going to do, where you're shooting it, and with all the confidence in the world. Now, if you don't have the confidence that you can make a free throw, when you're shooting free throws, if you got negative thoughts, negative things happen. If you got positive thoughts, positive things happen.
Yep.
If you practice your free throws as often as you probably should in practice, so when it comes to the game, you have a certain confidence and a certain comfort, you're going to make your free throw shot.
That's why the Scottie Pippen to Karl Malone, like the mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays. And then also, off the top of my head, the LeBron James to Gilbert Arenas, whatever he said, he was, I forgot what he said to Gilbert Arenas. He's like, you better not miss this free throw. Both times in the playoffs, very important free throws. The importance about that is that it's not about what he said. It's that they successfully psyched the player out. Karl Malone got psyched out, and Gilbert Arenas got psyched out because instead of just focusing on the free throw, they were focusing on what if I miss this free throw? What's going to happen? And then the pressure started crushing them.
Believe me, shooting free throws demands a lot of work, mainly because it's not free. Anything that's free is always hard.
Yeah.
Haven't your parents ever told you that if it comes free, that means you're not putting forth the effort?
Yep.
You want to put forth the effort so that if it does come free, you've worked hard enough to where the responses are going to be something that you feel very comfortable with.
And I highly recommend every shooting session, you start and you end with a free throw. That's your calibration point. And like Reggie Miller always says, starting close to the hoop and work your way out.
Good practice tool. You have seen me in certain situations, even in games, when I step to the free throw line and I'm just joking around, I may shoot a free throw with my eyes closed.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the purpose that I shoot with my eyes closed is that I want to believe in the fundamentals that I've been taught or I've been practicing. Yep. So the best way to do that is to do it with your eyes closed. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
When you step to the free throw line and you go through your ritual and you set your target, and now that you close your eyes, you think the dimensions change? Nope. No. You're still 15 feet from the basket. The rim's still 10 feet high. So everything should be kept on the same plane. And if you have total comfort in your free throw stroke or your fundamentals, you should be able to make that shot. Not just going to shoot with the same percentage, but when you release it, you know it's in the same target, at the same target, with the same type of shot.
This is still one of my go-tos with if I'm playing horse against some friends. I use this at least once per game because I don't know why, man. I have a great percentage with my eyes closed still.
So, good practice.
Only on a free throw, though. Don't get me wrong. Anywhere else on the court, I cannot shoot with my eyes closed. But I practiced this so much as a kid.
Well, let's start. Go through your ritual. See everything. Make the first one with your eyes open.
Yep. Now you calibrate it.
So now it isn't. You have everything in rhythm. Then go through the same ritual. Look at your target, and right before you shoot it, close your eyes.
Yep.
I
heard it. You heard the swish.
But that's a good practice tool. Now, a lot of guys who don't have comfort in their free throw shot. When they close their eyes, either shoot it short, shoot it right, shoot it left. And that's a good way to test your fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, that's also how you know, are you shooting with your eyes, or do you actually have proper form that you've worked on and you trust? And also, for me, it was a good way. If I could, on a regular basis, hit free throws with my eyes closed when I'm training, by the time there's an audience in front of me and there's pressure, me shooting a free throw with my eyes open, there should be zero excuse for me to miss that. That was also part of my, like, psyching myself out.
Pressure. Because if you can shoot them with your eyes closed, quite naturally you can shoot them when there's 64,000 people paying attention to
Well, now I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, MJ. What do you know?
Another tool for getting the correct backspin, as I talked earlier about, once the ball hits the rim and starts to bounce around a little bit, may give you a better chance of making a shot.
That's the fingertip.
When you're laying at home at night and you're really bored.
Yep, laying in bed on your back and the toss. Yep. Working on your shooting form.
Take your basketball, which you're probably sleeping with if you're a basketball player,
did.
And shoot straight up. Lay your head on the pillow, shoot it straight up, and try to have the basketball come back on your nose.
Yeah. Who else watching this right now did this exact same thing, day after day, night after night? Heck, and then when I started getting into guitar, I used to sleep with a guitar in the beginning. Not nearly as safe.
Now, if you can do that and do it with some consistency, then you get the correct form of a shot. Not just a free throw shot, but a shot in general. And the best way to do that is take it and finish it. What I used to do is I try to shoot it straight up and catch it right on my nose.
Yeah.
As you can see, the finish and everything, the backspin is perfect. You're shooting it off of these three fingers.
I think I learned this from the Pete Maravich movie back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. I know I took this from something, and I think it was the Pistol Pete movie.
Now, if you're using these two fingers, the ball is going to start to go left or right, and it's not going to end up on your nose. It's probably going to end up on your ear or miss your head to the left. And these are thoughts that you should work on, just trying to enhance your correct follow-through and your correct form as a shooter. They work for me. They may not work for you, but at least give it a try. Next thing you know, you'll be a better free throw shooter.
Agreed. This is great. 23. Okay. Wow, that went fast. Okay, we are halfway through. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and we're going to finish this off for the After Dark. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm trying my best not to talk too much because I'm, like, absorbing the information. Cool thing is so far I'm realizing by watching him, like really just watching him on a constant basis and trying to emulate his moves as a child and, you know, as a, you know, a teenager and whatnot, I figured out a lot of his mindset as far as why he's doing the things that he's doing, and I'm actually really happy about that, because I was wondering when I'm watching this, did I understand the reasoning behind why he's doing what he's doing a little differently than what he's thinking. And so far, even like the eyes closed free throw, it's not actually showboating. There's actually a reason to practicing this, and it's really cool to see so far. So I can't wait for the second half. I know he's going to get into some defensive stuff, which I think is going to be awesome as well. Anyways, you guys, hopefully you're having fun. Hopefully this is all relatable for you guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the After Dark, okay? So happy 23rd. See you guys in the comment section. Please do me a favor, hit the like button. And yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell if you want to get notified for tonight's drop so you see the second half. And most importantly, it's the be water, my friends. Practice those free throws.